So the eco mode so far is just really good. When I put my foot down a little bit, I can feel the turbo working, and then when I'm just coasting, it just tries to give as little power as possible. And it just keeps it really quiet as well. And there's the auto stop. Now I'm gonna change my drive modes, excuse me. I'm gonna put in this comfort mode and see how that changes things. Yeah, definitely a lot easier to accelerate with the pedal. You can feel it's ready to go now, just with a little bit of force. But overall, I really like the driving position of the Defender. I have a kind of, I guess it's a hybrid between maybe driving a Ford Bronco and a Range Rover, and I'm sure that's kind of what they were going for. But I'm sitting up really high, the hood is sloped down really well. I still feel like I'm in a very expensive Land Rover, but just really drives like a Jeep in a good way. Give it a little throttle here. Yeah, really good pull from that Turbo 6. And I'm gonna put my foot in it just a tad, getting on the interstate here. Very good acceleration. And I'm gonna put the cruise on now. Now with Land Rover, like I said earlier, some controls are just backwards because this is, I guess because it's a British vehicle, I don't know. But I had to actually set it up to get the cruise to come on, as opposed to most vehicles you have to set it down. But I have the lane departure on now. Really, I mean, that's lane centering. Very impressed, very, very impressed by that. I wish I could have gone down another exit. But I said lane departure, and after testing it out, that's definitely lane centering, so it's nice to have that. And with a vehicle that's 6 figures, I shouldn't be that surprised, but it's a Land Rover. But lane centering and adaptive cruise, very impressed by. And very, very smooth all around. And there's the auto stop again. Now, I heard my license plate tag in the back rattle just a little bit as I was giving the Defender throttle, and it made me realize this Defender is there. It's crazy when you're used to driving like Broncos and Wranglers, though, you know, vehicles in that segment, you hear a lot of weird rattles and blah, blah, blah just going on around you, and you just kind of get used to it because it's a, you know, it's an off-road vehicle, whatever. But this just, it has Range Rover-like quality, I guess, a luxury feel to it, in the sense that I'm hearing nothing other than what's outside of this vehicle. And I'm barely hearing that. What's crazy is I actually hear the engine and the exhaust more than anything, because the cabin acoustics in here are incredible. It's really quiet inside. It does a really good job at shielding me from what's going on around me. I mean, I'm just really, really impressed by that for a vehicle that's supposed to be out here going off-road. Now, the Defender is definitely going to be much pricier than anything else in the segment, especially with how the used car market is now. And even the new car market, everything still has markups that they can get it. But I mean, long term, I'm sure these will hold their value. And they're just really, other than the price tag, the vehicle itself is extremely practical. You have an inline-six turbo, 8-speed automatic. You don't have the 10-speed or necessarily a 4-cylinder in this one in particular. And just having all the safety technology, even though this is running at $108,000 when you buy it through Auto Collection of Murfreesboro, which they have pretty good prices on their luxury vehicles, but it's still relatively, for what you get, you're paying for a Range Rover that goes off-road basically. So with that being said, you're expecting that. But final thoughts on the Defender, like I said, it's expensive, but it's pretty much in its own segment, so it is what it is. You definitely get a lot for the money in terms of quality and luxury. And if you can afford one, I definitely recommend you get one, because these things are great. But this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2023 Land Rover Defender 90X.